Have you ever heard the phrase issues in the tissues? Hello, beautiful people, Larissa here. In this episode, we're gonna be going over the hidden issues within our tissues and unraveling our body's secret communication system. We're gonna go over 2 strategies on how to unravel this communication system, how to make sense of it, and how to start feeling better physically and mentally. If that sounds good to you, grab a pen and paper and let's get to it. Okay, so our emotions can become stored in our body. What does that mean? So in our body, there is a whole connective tissue system that holds all of our emotions, all of our emotional responses. Ever since we were born, we have this one system that is with us always that holds all of our emotional responses. Now, the issues happen inside of this connective system. So this system is formed by our habits, how we carry ourselves throughout our daily life and as we move and evolve through life. This can form our belief systems. For example, if someone who is confident is walking, they're going to carry themselves a lot different than somebody who is operating from a place of fear or lack. The confident person is going to stand more erect, more open. The person that is not as confident is going to be smaller, not as open. Different holding patterns within the body still can cause issues within the tissues. Okay, I want you to write this down. Well, draw this. You're going to write and draw. Okay, I want you to draw this diagram. I don't know if it's called a diagram, but draw this visual aid down. You're gonna write on your paper, change habits plus change emotions equals feel better. Now, what does this mean? What does this mean? So this is my 2-step process of creating change in your body physically and mentally. One of the processes is going to be changing the habits. So once you start changing the way that you operate throughout your daily life, the way that you carry yourself, the way that you sit in chairs, the way that you speak to people when out in public, once you start to change those habitual patterns, those habits, then you're going to start to feel better. The second step is to change your emotions. These are the 2 processes that I've established as being what is really required to feel better physically and mentally. So you want to change the way that you speak. You want to change the way that you stand at the grocery store. You want to change the way that you sit in chairs, remembering that confident and non-confident person. You want to live embodied as if you were that highest version of yourself. And as I say that, I feel myself lighting up and opening up as well. Start to become self-aware of yourself. Notice if you're leaning more on one shoulder, if you're sitting at your desk, if you're standing in line at the grocery store, become aware of how you're standing. Is your booty sticking out? Is your tummy sticking out? Is it vice versa? See if you can bring yourself back into a natural line, Tadasana in yoga. So as you are becoming aware of how you're standing, of how you're speaking, you can begin to change those. Simultaneously, you also are going to be learning to shift your emotional state. So triggers that may have triggered you as, for example, someone slams a door shut and that maybe used to really tick you off, really grind your gears. You're going to start to become aware of those things so that you can begin to become responsive and not so reactive to outside stimulus. So as you're changing your habits, your ways of being and showing up in the world, you're simultaneously changing your emotional state. So your body is going to feel better because you feel better. Now you may be asking, well, how do I go about changing my habits? How do I go about changing my emotions? Well, my friend, grab that pen again one more time because I got a 3-step process for you to help you shift those different mindsets. Okay, so step number 1 is T. Step number 2 is F. Step number 3 is A. Thoughts, feelings, actions. So your thoughts create how you feel. Those feelings are stored in your body. Those feelings are then the cause of the results in your life. You are exactly where you are because of the thoughts, the feelings, and the actions that you have taken from the time that you were born will actually go from the time that you were able to make your own decisions until now. So all you gotta do is shift to a more abundant, loving way of thinking, and you can easily shift your habits and emotions. Once those are aligned with your highest version, acting as if, feeling, visualizing, meditating, thoughts, believing, once all of those are in alignment, then your habits are naturally going to be shifting. Then your emotions are naturally going to be shifting, and naturally you're going to start to feel better. So that's more of the energy side of how this whole thing works. Now let's dive into the science behind what's actually happening in your body. This is where my massage therapy anatomy geek brain really loves to come out and play. So this system that we're talking about, where the issues are actually stored in the body, is a real thing, y'all. It is called connective tissue. It's called, I want you to write this down, myofascial tissue. The best example that I know to give that really hits it home is to think about a chicken breast at the grocery store. It's got like this filmy white kind of stuff around it. Well, that, my friends, is the chicken's myofascial connective system that you are visually seeing. Now, because that is inside of our bodies, we don't physically see it. So that hidden connective tissue system is all around our bodies too, all around every structure in our body. All of our muscles, all of our organs, all up in there. It surrounds our nerves, our veins, our joints. Connective tissue, the myofascial tissue, holds all of those emotions. So it can show up like this. This is a really good example that I like to show my massage therapy clients. So imagine that this is the issue, right? That issue gets wound up, gets raveled all throughout that connective tissue system. I'll actually link a picture of the myofascial tissue so you can get a visual of what I'm talking about. It looks like spider webs, right? Like whenever you're like really zoom in with the microscope, again, I just love this stuff. Whenever you zoom in with the microscope, it looks like a glossy, either spider web, and a spider web is the best way, and it goes around, like I said, all of our tissues, all of our muscles, and all of our organs. So if we get a knot, if we get a issue in part of that connective tissue, it looks something like this. Now, this is where the pain, where my fingers are holding, this is where the pain is coming from. So you may come to me as a body worker and tell me that you're having pain in this one specific area. Now, I'm going to know that that area is pulling from up here. It's pulling from up here. It's pulling from all these areas in order to bring together that one point within the connective tissue. So if we can learn to unravel that, be it physical body work or be it energy work, or whether it be in using the technique that I'm going to show you at the end of this video, we can learn to unravel those issues so that these other parts of our bodies won't be as restricted, and they can start to get new blood, new oxygen to those areas so they can start to operate at their optimal wellness and potential. And these parts of our bodies that hold that tension are formed based on emotional responses that create a pattern of activity, a way of holding. For example, if I get stressed out and my body naturally lifts the right shoulder as a way to protect myself, I'm gonna have some tight tissues up here in that right trapezius muscle. So as I start to become aware of that habitual holding pattern, habits and emotions, if I start to become aware of the holding pattern here, and that I get triggered anytime someone slams a door and I get scared and I hold all my issues in those tissues, if I can start to learn to settle into that and become more aware of my body, then I'm not gonna have that pain there. I'm not gonna have that held, trapped emotion. That emotion is allowed to pass through my body. Once I get startled by the door closing, I'm allowing that emotion to pass through my body so that it doesn't get held and stuck. So myofascial tissue is physically in the body where those hidden issues are stored. There are different modalities that handle the healing and the unraveling of that tissue, whether it be, like I was saying, energy work, whether it be you sitting with yourself, or whether it be seeing a licensed bodywork practitioner. Okay, my friends, now that we've gone over the science behind what's happening in your body and the energy of what's happening behind the scenes in your body, now I'd like to share with you a self-awareness technique that over time can take you seconds to tune in and tap into. So if you are ready for that, go ahead and find a comfortable seated position, or you pick up your shoes if you've got them. Allow yourself to settle into your space. I'll give you 5 seconds to go ahead and get situated, and then we'll hop right into it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And my friends, go ahead and allow yourself to settle into your comfortable space as your eyes begin to close. This is a practice that you can do anytime by yourself, and all you've got to do to help these emotions pass through is to pause like you're doing right now. Soften your belly. Relax your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Relax your elbows and your hands. Relax your spine, your neck. Relax the muscles in your face. Soften your scalp and relax your low back. Relax your tummy. Relax your bottom. Relax your right leg, your right knee, and your right foot. Relax the left leg, the left knee, and the left foot. Take a deep breath. Breathe out. Deep breath. Breathe out. Bring to the forefront of your mind and situation where you experienced a heightened level of emotion. You can replay it behind your eyes, and I want you to really pay attention, more so than the visual. I want you to pay attention to your body. When you think about this situation that caused you stress or fear or whatever it might have been, even excitement, tap in with your body. Where do you feel it? Do you feel it in your belly, your shoulders? Is your jaw tight? See if you can soften those areas. And continuing to flash the situation through your mind, allow yourself to see and to feel into your body. Breathing in, softening, breathing out. Breathing in, unraveling and breathing out. Continue to watch the scenario behind your eyes, feeling all of the emotions that are attached to this memory. Feel it in your body. And then relax it as you breathe out. Just let it go. Feel it tickling down your feet into the earth. Mama knows what to do with that energy. You can release it to her. Placing both hands on your belly, left hand first, right hand on top. Take a deep breath. Exhale. As you come back into the space, you can take a few sips of water. You can swallow, clear your throat. You can take another deep breath in and make a noise. Knowing and trusting that any emotions that you were feeling in that moment have been released into the earth to be transmuted back to wholeness, back to love. It is truly my desire that you found this video helpful, that you learned something. And if you did, please give it a like, a thumbs up. Share it with somebody that might be kind of fascinated by nerding out over the body on a physical and energetic level. And be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can continue to learn these ways, these techniques, these strategies to get out of your head, more into your body, and truly live a life that you love. My name is Larissa. I'm a movement and mindset coach. It has been an honor to be with you. Please comment down below and let me know where you're tuning in from. It is such a pleasure to know where our tribe is growing. And until we meet again, it's just bye for now.